Hello everyone and welcome to my Exam 5 video 2. My name is Shayla Kim and in this video I will discuss DNA fingerprint analysis. In this episode of Animal Crossing, Crossing the Line, Detective Yuka is looking into the murder of Shayla. Cause of death was blunt force trauma to the head. There is a pool of blood near the victim's head, but also some near the victim's feet. There is no indication of a wound around that area, so it is safe to assume that the blood at crime scene flag 2 could belong to the assailant. We have gathered 4 suspects: Ava and her daughter, Piper, Wolfgang, and Poppy. Ava and Piper were seen in the area earlier shopping for groceries. Wolfgang was Shayla's competitor in fruit picking, and Poppy was Shayla's ex-best friend. To determine whose blood was at the crime scene, DNA fingerprinting must occur. DNA fingerprinting is the process in which DNA is extracted from a sample and a suspect or suspects and compared. The DNA are separated by size using a process called gel electrophoresis. DNA are loaded into wells at one end of the gel, and an electric current is applied to pull the DNA through the gel. Shorter pieces of DNA move faster through the gel than larger pieces. When the bands of DNA appear, they can be compared to see if the sample matches the suspect. In our case, Yuka will have the DNA amplified for 2 different variable number tandem repeats, or VNTR loci. VNTR has different variations in length among individuals. To match a DNA sample to a suspect, both VNTR alleles from a specific location on the gel must match. First, we are going to look at VNTR locus 1. We have extracted DNA from the pools of blood at the crime scene and also collected DNA from the suspects. They were put through the process of gel electrophoresis and the following was the result. Let's take a look at blood 1. Here's the first allele, and we can draw dashes straight across to see if anyone else matches that allele. The victim and Ava both match the first allele. The second allele matches the victim and Piper. Since the victim is the only one that matches both alleles, it is reasonable to think blood 1 belongs to her. Now, let's take a look at blood 2. The first allele matches with Wolfgang and Poppy. The second allele also matches with Wolfgang and Poppy. This means blood 2 could belong to either suspect. We need to look at VNTR locus 2 to help us narrow it down. In VNTR locus 2, blood 1, both alleles only match to the victim. Since the victim matched all alleles at both loci, this most definitely means the blood belonged to her. The first allele of blood 2 matches with Ava, Wolfgang, and Poppy. The second allele matches with Ava, Piper, and Poppy. Let's go down the suspect line to discuss why they were or were not the killer. Though Ava did match blood 2 in the locus, she did not match all the alleles of any of the evidence in locus 1. Piper did not match any of the evidence completely at all. I would also like to point out that since Ava is Piper's parent, they matched one allele in each of the loci. They did not match an allele with anyone else on both loci, so there's no doubt Ava is Piper's mom. Wolfgang only matched all the blood 2 alleles in locus 1 and did not completely match any other. To be the killer, their DNA would have to match any of the evidence completely at both loci. Poppy was the only suspect to do so, meaning she is 100% the killer. Thank you for watching.